Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. I sure hope you're not afraid of heights, because we're a long way up. Oh boy. Okay, so I got a couple of things I want to do today before we go into full automation mode. First, I need to get some emergency procedures in place. And I've got a cool idea for how to do that. But we need to make some changes. I'm thinking I can replace one of these sides. Oop, oop, oop. There we go. I guess I need my heads-up display. Oh, no! Oh, no. Okay, hang on. I'm going to catch it. I'm going to catch it. Going to catch it. Going to catch it. Can I? I don't think I can catch it. Oh, gosh. This is going to be bad. This is going to be very, very bad. That thing is heavy. Well, should be a good show. Also, it takes a while to stop at this speed. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I didn't expect that. Oh. Did it actually stop? Is it still standing? It's probably very slowly tipping over at this point. Oh, the frame rate. And Igor's trying to fix things. That's great. Igor, we're not going to be saving this, so it doesn't really matter. Speaking of which, I'm going to really quickly save as something else so that when we get our auto saves, it doesn't overwrite the previous one. And we're back. Well, that little bit of destruction took about half an hour for Space Engineers to actually calculate. It was interesting. But we won't make that mistake again. As a matter of fact, we're going to go down there and shore that up just a little bit more because that makes me a little nervous. But before we do that, I'm going to drop, let's see, let's put... Let's do it this way. I'll put in a little light armor block here. Oops, that's not the right direction. Like that. Let's throw in... Let's see, can we get this in here? I was afraid of that. So we're going to have to disconnect and somehow get that further away. I need the whole thing to move that direction a little bit. Will that do it? Maybe? Oh yeah. That's what I want. Alright, so now we have ourselves a actual landing gear connected up to the side of the tower. And over here, I've got a sensor that I actually put in last episode, but didn't really get it to work properly, so I just cut that part out of the episode. And because I was realizing something, I was setting up this emergency stop button over here that would turn off all the thrusters, right? That's not helpful when you've got a script running that turns on and off the thrusters once a second or several times a second or something like that. So instead of having a button to turn off the thrusters, I have a button to tell PB Cruise to stop. Because that's what our issue was anyways. Anyway, there you go. And I've got a couple other buttons for welders and thrusters here as well. But I want something completely automated. And I thought of a way to do it. So this sensor right here is capable of sensing the actual tower itself. And I've already got it configured to do that. Let's go ahead and take a look here. We're going to show on HUD, info, show sensor field range. So let's take a quick look. So that's sensing just this area, and it goes all the way through the tower. And I've got it set up. You might be concerned because I had this problem before, but this is a different situation. Turn this off. The only time I actually need to sense that tower is when it's not connected in any way to the tower. So we don't have to worry about one grid sensing itself and yada, yada, yada. It's not an issue. So, set up actions. And what I want it to do, and I had set it up to turn on and off elevator thrusters, but that's not what I actually, that's not going to help. I never even got to the point where I tested it. I realized right away that it wasn't going to help. What I actually want is PB Cruise to run with cruise reset. No, hang on. I need to make sure it's the right one. I don't want anything to happen when it sees the tower. What I want only is for PB Cruise, when it doesn't see the tower, to run cruise reset. Now, the other thing that I had done is to keep it from continuing on, I had renamed this to be Tim Cargo with an X in the middle of it. So that should connect, refill, and then disconnect. There we go. Yep, did its whole thing. So now we'll set up PB Cruise to do its thing. Oh, landing gear. Okay. See, this was actually what I wanted, sort of. There we go. See how far we can go without anything going horribly wrong. What am I thinking? The whole point was the landing gear to lock, not PB Cruise to stop. I mean, I might do that too, but I put in the landing gear. I don't know what I was thinking. Landing gear will lock in if it can't see the tower there. Just suddenly realized, what are they doing? Alright, here comes the moment of truth. Okay, locked in, and within a few moments, it unlocks and continues on. Look at that. That is excellent. Okay, now something I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn those back on. I want to test this emergency stop thing. And the easiest way to do that is to turn off the welders, take over manual control, and lift straight up until we're no longer connected, and it should just immediately lock the elevator in place. before we end up going off the top. So, welders are off. Let's go ahead and fix that TIM thing. All I have to do is remove the X, and then within 5 seconds, it should disconnect us. I've already stopped the cruise controls, so that shouldn't be an issue. There we go. And we'll just hit spacebar. And, like, if I had forgotten to turn on the thrusters or something like that, this is the kind of thing that would happen. And let's see. Oh, look at that. So it just immediately stopped right here. And that was where it didn't see that grid anymore. And it locked. Perfect. As long as this setup is going, nothing can go wrong. Never say that. Never say something like that. That's awful. All right. So now the question is, if I hit P, I should be able to go down. That's interesting. Oh, no, that makes sense. Okay. So when I tell it to disconnect, it forces... when... How do I explain this? We are part of the same grid right now. We're like an extended grid. I'm sure Equinox could tell us a lot more in detail what the difference between actually like a merge block and a landing gear and a connector are, but when the landing gear is connected, there is kind of a connection between these grids, and at that point in time it has to reevaluate, and it all of a sudden it basically relocks it. Let's just leave it at that. So I'm gonna have to do what? Oh, this is simple. I do that. Grab myself a little bit of steel plate, and as long as that's started, that was a weird little lag spike there. As long as that's at least started, it'll see that, and now we should be able to unlock. There we go. And now I'll go ahead and scoot back down. What did I hit? Oh, I see what it is. There it is. It's that guy right there. Okay. How do I make this happen then? Oh, it even like damaged it there. Igor, how are you still able to do this? I am impressed. Okay. I'll just remove this. And maybe one more. Okay, that's not good. That's not good at all. How did I manage to completely miss that I was not welding this side? Ay. Okay, let me get this fixed up. Okay, that looks a lot better. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that going again. I want to run downstairs and do a couple of housekeeping things. Also, this is fun. I am free falling at 200 meters a second. What is the terminal velocity for someone in our atmosphere and gravity? Uh-oh. I actually bounced. That was great. You know, it's the second time that lag has killed me that way. Did I make an impact crater? I hope I did. Oh. I didn't. So this hole right here was made by other parts that I dropped a long time ago. So we're just going to fix that up really quick. And then that issue where this whole thing fell over because of the impact of something, I want to make sure that never happens again. So I'm thinking if I just make 4 more connections on the outside here, even a pretty big impact crater isn't going to take those out. And Space Engineers Mechanics says that if even one block is still connected, that thing isn't going to come tipping over. I think we'll be okay with that. The other thing I wanted to do is make a GPS point as close to the bottom of this tower as I can. I think right here is a good spot. There we go. Bottom of tower. So this will give me a better idea for where I am up there. It's a long way up to the top of the tower now. PD, LCD, elevator, whatever. All right, so we're going to set up this LCD panel. Should end up in a few moments. There we go, right commands. So now we can do things like, what is it, tanks, T, star hydrogen. So that should show us, there we go. Now we know how much hydrogen we have left. Did we just stop? We did. And away we go again. The other thing we can do on here is a distance from a GPS point that we just created. So if we do distance and pull from this panel, why not? LCD panel LCD, and then we need the GPS name, which we grabbed from the I'll hit OK and break it. It's okay. On the tower. Clipboard. And a curly bracket at the end. Okay. Let's see if that works. Second. Bottom of tower. We're at 5.3 kilometers up in the air. Awesome. Yeah, so we're using hydrogen faster than we're refilling whenever we stop, which probably isn't a good thing, but being that we're still above 90%, I'm not too concerned. I just realized something. I did this the hard way. There's actually a command called altitude. Altitude. Yeah, and that's all you need because by default. So there's altitude above the ground, and then there's also altitude C. There's altitude above sea level. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, so we're actually at 6.5 altitude above sea level. I don't know what that means. Oh. Well, that's no good. But at least our emergency stop system worked really well. What happened here? Did we run out of parts or something? Yeah, it looks like we ran out of parts. I wonder if we were moving faster than Tim could remanufacture. Or maybe we ran out of iron now that I think about it. Well, let's do a PB Cruise reset. So glad that that worked. Oh boy. Oh, it looks like some of the conveyors may not have finished. Let's go see if we can figure out what exactly happened here. Oh, yeah, this guy didn't actually finish. But wait a minute. Small steel tubes? Are we out of small steel tubes? Yeah, let's go down another one. Oh, look at that. My oxygen is actually depleting. Ha! That's great. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, no. My oxygen was depleting because I died. I'm going to tell the nanite factories to actually go ahead and do projections. Whoa. What the... Oh, I'm actually high enough to take damage from not having my helmet closed. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm going to grab myself an oxygen bottle then. Alright, let's see if we can get going again. Welder's on. Cruise 2. I just thought of something. Are we getting... Yeah, we're getting pipes. Good. Now I'm going to make sure that this thing stops at the next stop so we can get everything figured out. Darn it. We might just have to make a manual stop here. It's going to be a lot simpler that way, you know? The only problem is now we get to do this. Oh, was that all? Thought there'd be more. Uh-oh. Okay. Put in a junction. Okay. So we're at a good pit stop now. Looks like we might have to set Tim to do even less per cycle, because he's getting kind of overwhelmed. The hydrogen tanks aren't filling anymore. Don't tell me we're out of ice. No, we have plenty of ice. We have 6 million ice. We have 12 million ice. We have more than enough ice. Our hydrogen tank has stopped filling. So, what do we do about that? Why? Why is it not filling? We have a lot of oxygen generators. They're on and going, but they're not going. It's like they don't see this oxygen tank or this hydrogen tank. So we may be just beyond the limit, the distance limit. And we might have to just do our own hydrogen generation now. We might be high enough to where we can start using ions, but no. And not to mention, I don't have any platinum, so I'd have to scavenge ions from the MBT or something. Alright, let's set up some oxygen generators. I think that's probably our best bet at this point. Oh, look at that. It's already filling. And I didn't even put ice in there. It just pulled ice in on its own. Maybe I'll just let it do that. Once we get up to 100, then we'll start moving and we'll see if that makes any difference. Alright, we're at 100. So, I believe all we need to do now is that. That should unlock us, and then we need cruise 2. Looks like we got all the stuff we needed. Ah, I forgot to turn on the welders. Darn it. Unlock and back it down. And let's cruise. All right. So 99.4, 99.1. 98.8. Okay. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on it. As we start to leave gravity, it shouldn't be as much of an issue. Well, I stopped it one more time because... Cruise, reset, elevator thrusters. All right. I think we did fine. Yeah. We might actually have to put into our release script a check for how much hydrogen we have. But at least now we can generate hydrogen if we have to stop midway. Because that's my biggest concern, is not being able to actually get up to the next connector if necessary. We're good. We're good. We're good. Wow. We are way... I know I do this at every episode. I say, wow, look how high we are. But it's true. We're making it. Every time. We're just a little bit further. And I think we got that. That emergency stop system saved me like 3 or 4 horriblenesses. So I'm really excited about that. That worked really, really well. And I love it when things work well, you know? And hydrogen tank's full. So, in between this episode and next, I'm actually just going to stand here and let this run. And I'll deal with any issues that we've dealt with already. I won't make you watch me fix them again. Oh, is the sun rising? Where is it? Thought it was. Oh, well. And I'm going to get as far as I can. And if anything interesting happens, I'll let you know. Deal? Because I think we've hit... No, I'm not saying that. I'm just not going to say that. I was going to say that I think we've hit all the problems we could possibly hit. No, I'm not going to say that. We're going to end up hitting more problems. But if they're boring, I'm just going to skip over them. If they're interesting, I will definitely show you guys. But I'm excited to get all the way up there. Like, all the way to space. And then we're going to build a spaceport. Yeah. If you liked this episode, give a big old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that alert bell. And as always, I'll see you next time on Everything.